We're live on the ArchieLuxury channel, and we're joined today with JOHN Sukahoern. How are you, John?
Good, Arch. What's been doing, mate? How you been?
Hey, it's all okay. It's all okay. We haven't had you on here for a long time, and I've had many people say, "What's gone wrong? What's wrong with John?" But me and you chat virtually every day, so it's nothing's wrong. It's just you didn't really want to do one for a while, did you, John? You kind of
just on the last one I did. We were discussing was going, but I've had a couple little problems, with the family at the moment. I've got someone in the family who's not terribly well at the moment, so I haven't been overly concentrating on YouTube.
No, that's right there. That's exactly right. And I gotta say, in all honesty, there, John, it's a very difficult place to be at times. YouTube. It's the audience can be very harsh and strange. A lot of haters out there. There's a lot of people trying to kick you. Sometimes you really wonder, for the limited amount of money that you make out of it, is it even worth the hassle? Is it really worth the hassle?
I was speaking to a bloke the other day who was doing a live show from Bangkok. He was walking around the streets of Bangkok. Live show, similar situation. People contributing contributing, during the show, and he was on for 4.5, almost 5 hours, and he got about $20. He got about $50, and he spent 30 while he was on the live show.
Yeah.
So is it really worth it?
This is the whole thing. YouTube is a very tough business, and I got to be honest with you, John. There are some really. It's difficult. It's difficult. We were talking YGen turds before, and we were talking YGen turds before, and I was telling you a story about, I know I know these guys, and one of the guys had a job for a while, and he just rang me before he went on air to tell me that he got the boot on Friday. Boot on Friday. So
how long did he have the job for?
Oh, he had it for quite a few months, but it's kind of.
When he puts that down on his resume, your last job, I worked for Coles Supermarket. How long were you there? 2 months. The first question they asked was, why'd you only last 2 months?
Oh, actually, no, he was there 6 months. Six months, I think. No, he actually had a job with this really dodgy training providers. He had a job with the big training provider selling these courses. He was there for about 12 or nearly 12 months. Then they closed down, and then he got a job with another provider. And I got to be honest with you, John. It's look. It's you got to have it. You got to have some spark in you there. It is tough. It is very, very tough. Life is tough itself. There, nothing is easy, John. You were talking to me about some YGen guys. You said the guy's bigger than me. He's got a girlfriend who's even bigger than him, and he's looking after another bloke's kid. You said that he spends all day. Yeah, Romeo and Juliet. He spends all day playing video games. You said, is it online games?
Video games all day long. Stay up half night playing video games. They go to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning or something. The kid's up at 7 o'clock, running around the house by itself until 11 till they surface.
Thank you, Bugsy Malone, for that. I appreciate it.
Like it beats me, like seeing him. Like he's looking after another bloke's kid, and you know, and oh, she's far from Miss World, that's for sure. You know, like just like that, a fire in her face, and someone tried to put out a brick or something. You know, like she's no good sort, and you know, oh, and she's bigger than you. I'm telling you, she's bigger than you, and you're a big boy.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
20 stone or something, you know?
Well, the weight loss program, I tell you what, trying to it's John, I got to tell you, it's a tough world we live in there. This Western world, like in many ways, there it's sort of a situation. I've been addicted, by the way, to poverty porn. By the way, I don't know if you watch it. There's a program on SBS called Struggle Street.
Oh yes, yeah, I saw a little bit of it. Like, yeah, I actually saw a little bit of it the other night. Yes.
Yeah, I love that stuff. You know, that's up my way near Anala, you know, Anala there. That's the Coho shed. You see that Kiwi couple? There was a Kiwi guy who was living in a shed with his wife. They're both, don't worry, they're recovering ice addicts. They've been off it for 2 weeks now. He's come out of prison. They got 4 kids. I mean, could life be any bloody worse?
Oh, he's behind the 8 ball, isn't he? You know, like, well, he's just come out of the can. He's come out of the can.
Come out of the can for dealing ice, right?
Oh.
And on the program, they were saying that he just found out his missus had been unfaithful when he was in the can.
Yeah. So what's he all upset, is he, or something? You know, it's too high to eat grass, isn't it? Yeah. Too high to eat grass. So what's he all upset that the missus has gone and, you know, tam-booted someone else?
They're both addicted to ice, and it's just.
They've got 4 kids.
Yes, the kids seem quite nice.
What's social services doing there? Shouldn't they? To be on the dole.
Oh yeah. Of course, John. It's a disaster. That's all I can say. Is it is a disaster. It's By the way, John, did you know this? I've been watching in America at the moment, right? If a lot of people came out as kids from Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, they came to America as kids, right?
Yeah.
And they never got citizenship. So technically that they were permanent residents, right? But they never got US citizenship.
Yes.
Then if they commit a crime, once they finish their jail time, they get deported back to their country.
I read an article about it, a similar article in the Bangkok Post about this extremely well-qualified surgeon from Thailand. He came out with his parents and he never got American citizenship or something. And he's sort of, worried about being brought up as, in America all his life, and he's got a chance of being deported. It'll be, be the case.
Why will he be deported?
He's not an American citizen.
Yeah, but it's only if you do a crime.
There's certainly some question. I think he was concerned when Mr. Trump wanted to bring in that policy where they stopped several countries from people from several countries allowed to come to America. There were 7 or 8 countries which they wanted to put an embargo over, wasn't it? I don't know if that came through or not. I can't recall.
Yeah, they were mainly Middle Eastern countries, I think.
Someone's saying it's pretty hard to come from a war-torn country, and you've got a mentality of living in a war-torn country, and then you come to a country like the United States or Australia or Great Britain, and you're expected to adapt. Your only mentality is that of being in a war zone. as a consequence, life's extremely tough, and you've got to survive the tough way. Beg, borrow, or steal anyway how you can get it.
Yes.
Like it's like, don't get me wrong. There's hundreds of thousands of immigrants that have come to Australia, and they're being great assets and benefit to our country. But it's only the idiot fringe, which has given some races or religions a bad name. It's certainly not the majority. But
the interesting thing is, listen to this: so many Americans want to go to Cambodia or Thailand to live. Correct?
Oh, plenty. I've got no idea.
However, they want to do it because it's relatively low cost of living in those countries compared to the Western world, and they've got coin. But if they are broke, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam is some of the worst places in the world to be absolutely broke.
Doesn't matter where you are. If you're broke, you're broke. It's not much fun, is it? Doesn't matter if you're in Thailand, Australia.
If you're broke in America or Australia, you can at least do things. You can at least work your ass off to get some money. It's very hard. I mean, okay, you can. It's very hard in some of these countries to do anything legal that would pay you anything resembling a normal salary.
I don't know about the United States, but is it such a great welfare system in the States? Do they, like someone might be able to tell us in the comments.
Well, the other thing is, John, there was a Australian guy who was sent back to Cambodia, right? And now he's got cancer. I don't think the hospital treatment he would get in Cambodia would be as good as the treatment he'd get in Australia. What do you think, John?
Not at all. Although I'd imagine they'd have some good hospitals, but they'd certainly charge. Wouldn't be free like it is here. That's for sure. Wouldn't be free like it is from in Oz.
It's pretty amazing, John, that you don't realize it. It's pretty damn nasty, John. It can be pretty damn nasty, and I would have to say to you, in all honesty, it's very, very aggressive. It's very, very aggressive indeed. It's look, there's always jobs you can do. I'm a firm believer you can get work. You got to be able to be prepared to clean out shit houses, do anything.
Especially if you've got a family, you're like, I was just thinking the other day, say the ass fell out of everything, and you had to go and get a job. What would you do? To support your family? Well, you'd do virtually anything. You take any job you could. Beggars can't be choosers. Yes. The young kids, they want to, instead of doing the hard yards, they want to be managing directors first off. Well, it don't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. I got to tell you, John, it's very tough. You were talking about some Y-gen turds there. I was talking about another Y-gen turd. He's and I was saying that
what's you've got to move less than 30 or something, do they?
No.
Form between what you use.
No, it's what you got is you got different. There's different generations. I'll just tell you. Just hang on. Y-gen is people born during the 80s and early 90s.
Well, you can't really blame them too much. What about Hawke? Bob Hawke, when he got up? What did he? 1989 election speech, or something, or 87 election speech, and he said, made the big statement, no child will be in poverty by the year 1990. Well, that didn't work out, did it?
Well,
I read statistics the other day that for homeless people on the streets is a child.
Yeah, so let's just clarify this. There's baby boomers. They are those born in the decade the decade following the end of World War II.
Yeah,
There's
that's me.
the Generation X generation, born between 63 and 80.
Yeah.
Y generation, those born 1981 to 1994. Those are Y gens. Then you've got Z generation, born 1995 to 2009. That's Z generation.
And then they've got the millennials or something, haven't they?
Yeah, they got a few millennials. That's exactly that's exactly right. So, Johnny, they've also got this thing called Generation Alpha.
Haven't heard that one. What's that?
Those born in 2010 onwards.
Yeah, righto. Well, yeah, so there's a big mentality, change in the 90s. Australia had a chance to. Yeah.
Oh, we just had a super chat. Sorry, which is better watch and why? Amiga Speedmaster Man on the Moon or Seamaster Dive Black Ceramic? I'd say go for that. This just very quickly, John. Go for the standard Man on the Moon. I think it's cheaper, and I think it's more iconic. That's the one I would go for. That, in my opinion, is the one I would be going for, Mick. That's Mick Singer, super chat. Thank you so much, Mick. I definitely ignore the Seamaster, Diver, Black Ceramic. Just ignore that. I reckon definitely go Speedmaster, Man on the Moon. That's the iconic one to get. Sorry, John, you were saying?
I forget now. What was I talking about?
John, we were talking about why Jenna's there. You're talking about your friend who has a son.
Oh, yeah, right. He actually turned around to his mum recently. They do nothing around the house. She cleans up all the time and does the vacuuming and everything, picks up after the baby, and you go to sit down on the couch and there's a dirty nappy on the couch or something. Oh, it's charming. I don't go there anymore. It makes me sick. But he said to his mum the other day, he said, why don't you move out? And she said, move out, it's her house. Move out.
Oh my God, that's what he said. Why don't you move out?
Asked his mum to move out. Chat, well, what's dirtier? Nana Plaza or TV, that bloke's stash. There's a $2 one for you. Yeah.
Nana Plaza. And there's also another one there. Who was the mole in the Magnificent Seven, the M7?
The rat, TGV.
Okay, let's talk about this here. So what does he do then? So he plays daddies when he's not playing video games.
He plays daddy, wiping shitty nappies all day, and running after the kid playing daddy. And it's some other. It's not even his kid. And the thing which pisses me off.
They were going to have another kid together. They were going to have a kid together. What happened there?
Oh, they're talking about it. Talking about having another kid. Like the thing that shits me, like they don't even take care of the kid. The mother didn't have didn't get off her backside to even get the kid a birth certificate. The child hasn't got a birth certificate. And what happens when it goes to go to school or something? No birth, and another thing, no immunisation. No immunisation for the kid. I don't think that's healthy in society, do you?
No.
Although there are some people who have moral objection to it, but
yeah, but this is just lazy. This is just lazy. It's not about moral objections. She just can't be bothered.
That's exactly right. So it's nothing but I couldn't be bothered. Go and get the kid inoculations.
Won't that affect their payments? I thought Centrelink was linked to getting immunisations done.
Oh, I don't know, but she reckons the kid's not inoculated. No, and it hasn't got it hasn't got to school yet. It hasn't gone to school or kindergarten yet. So like she doesn't have to comply, does she? In school, you've got to have the inoculations and prove that you've had them.
My God, this is terrible, John. I can't believe what the hell's going on there. Why? And why has he agreed to let her live with them? Why? What's the go with that?
Where are they going to find a place to live? You know, they couldn't afford to rent a house. Couldn't afford, you know, 2 young kids on the dole. You know, they're not going to afford to rent a house. You know, a basic house of 2-bedroom unit is going to cost
No,
300.
forget him. I don't know why the hell he's involved with her. He just suck it in, right?
Oh, he's no wall painting, put it that way. He's bigger than you. He's only 24. Here's another one for you, $2. What do you think of the JLC Master Calendar?
I love it. I think it's a great watch. I nearly bought one. A couple of years ago. Buy it on the used market. Beautiful. Beautiful watch. Absolutely beautiful. I love JLC stuff. That's one of the few brands that actually excites me in this day and age. John, I don't know what to say.
Monarchs was nice, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
That one we saw
yes.
over Monarchs was nice.
So what do you think the answer is? These YGen turds and that there, how do you, what would you do? What would you do with someone who say 24, 25, 26, 27? See, this is the scary bit. What happens when they suddenly wake up 30 and they've never had a job?
I'll never get one at 30. Who wants to employ a 30-year-old that's never had a job?
No, I would never say never, John. I think you can't ever have an attitude, oh, no, it's too late. That's the wrong attitude, I think. I don't think that's...
If you're an employer and you've got 2 people, 2 30-year-olds that walked into your, you know, your business, you know, and say you
well, hang on a minute. John, I would never want to employ staff in Australia, okay? I never, ever want to employ staff in Australia. That is a very, very stupid idea.
Yep, agreed. But if you were an employer, what would you employ a young person 30 who's worked at Safeway every day for the last 12 years, or someone who's never had a job? It's pretty basic, isn't it? Like.
Oh, John,
I don't
it's just
employers from discriminating against that in one bit. My daughter's, she was going to be the same. She left school. I can't get a job. I said, what? You can't get a job? And she pulled out the local newspaper, just the local paper for the suburb. Looked up, positions vacant. Here's one in. Here's a job here. Ring that number up. And pulling coffees in a coffee shop or something. Same bloke every day for the last 12 years. Hardly had a sick day. Just works all the time. Works all the time.
Look,
but maybe
John,
I brought up with a different mentality. I was just same to an extent when I left school. I rushed up to my dad and said, "Oh, look at this, Dad. I've got into Melbourne University. I've got into law at Melbourne University. But who's paying for that? I'm not." Said, "If you want to go, pay for yourself." Which I did. Didn't contribute 1 cent. Didn't agree with it. Said, "Go get a job." So I went and got a job and I studied part-time for years. And my sister was the same. There was no her and me. You want to go to university, pay for it yourself. Which we did.
I understand what you're saying, John. Nuru message from Simon Crane or Andy Hunter. I'll take the Simon Crane option. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. You don't know where Hunter's been.
So I got to be honest with you, John. These YGeners houses in Melbourne. How much do you need for a house in Melbourne these days? You're not going to get much for under 500 grand, are you?
I was lucky enough about just less than 18 months ago. I bought my daughter a house in Melbourne. I think it was 485 or something. We're very lucky to get it under 500. Certainly wouldn't be 500 now. She knows we get 600 for it. And she would have made 100 on it in a couple of years. The price of our property is accelerating in Melbourne. It's ridiculous. As a young person, you know, not everyone's a doctor or a lawyer and, earning massive amounts of money. The majority of the population, have a modest income. How are these people, meant to, pay rent, and save for a property at the same time? It is absolutely impossible for kids to do it unless they're getting some financial support from their parents nowadays. Otherwise, the great Australian dream of own your own home, that is no longer. That is no longer. I feel sorry for these kids.
I disagree, John. I think there's still opportunities. I think that, yes, it is harder because they are expensive, but you could buy something. You could go to a different state. You could go out, move out. You could go. You never give up. When you give up, it's time to die, John. You can't give up. You got to keep. You got to keep positive. The world's not that, John. There is still some positive things out there. It's not all doom and gloom.
I know that there's a lot of hope in the world, but we're lucky living in a Western society. Imagine if and there's no sense of.
Well, the funny thing is, I was actually reading something about this guy who's disappeared, right? And as you get older, you start to get health problems. How is he going to survive, this guy, without a healthcare card in Australia? Like if you disappeared, right? Eventually you're going to start needing some health services, aren't you?
Well, sooner or later you got to go to a doctor. We all get sick sooner or later, don't we?
That's right. And
like he's not out of the loop, but like he's living fantasy. Look, what young bloke in their 20s? Well, you did it. I know you did it. You got married when you're young. What young bloke wants to be wiping, shitty nappies, and especially some other bloke's kid? Oh, why would you want to do that voluntarily? And he's not even getting it.
Is glycine a shitter brand? Yes, glycine is a shitter brand. Yes, glycine is a shitter. So how do you know he's not getting it?
Oh, you wouldn't. You'd take one look at it and turn you off, mate. Fair dinkum. Really, you really would. There's like being riding a gorilla or something. Like, oh no, she does nothing for me.
So why does he allow her to live in the house then? Why does he allow her to stay there and reside?
Oh, I think it's more of the, his mother is concerned that, at least they've got a roof over there. Otherwise, they'd both be living out the back of his car. I did think, all right.
Have you tried to speak to the boy? Have you tried to talk to the guy and say, hey, what's going on, mate?
No. No, he's not my kid. I'm not going to want to talk to him.
Have you tried to?
Sorry?
Have you tried to talk to him?
Oh, he's got a father. He's got a father. Not my role to speak with. 21. He's over 21. Yep. Theoretically, he should have some sort of knowledge and grounding in the world. But it's all right while you're living off your mum, isn't it? Living in mum's house. There's plenty out there that do. You had a bloke on your channel the other day who got 36, and he's still living with mummy and daddy. Get a life, boys. Fair dinkum. Couldn't wait to move out of home. When I was 18, couldn't wait to move out of home. First thing I got myself, got a job, then I got a car. Moved out of home, started living with a Sheila at 18. It was grass. Both going to uni. Times. Had a job, we were living it up. We're going out to restaurants every night, studying with each other. I was working, studying part-time.
So, John,
great time.
John, I don't know why these guys want to stay at home. I think it comes to what age would someone have to move out? What age, in your opinion, should they be out of the house? What age would you say they should be?
I can understand people staying at home with their parents. If they've got a job and they want to save money, to put a deposit on a house. That's wise.
But what age do you reckon they should be out by?
25's pushing it, isn't it? You know, early 20s at the most, you know, or once they finish their education, put it that way. And once they finish their education, say if they're in their early 20s and they've finished university, if they go to university. I'm not saying if you finish school when you're 18. You know,
here we go.
You know,
here we go. We got a question here. Squally and Ferrari or JLC and Fiat? I'd have to take the Squally with the Ferrari. A Ferrari is a Ferrari. I'd do anything for a Ferrari, John.
Would you? Yeah. They break down a lot, don't they?
Well, they're high running costs, John. High running costs. And next thought is, thoughts on the Amiga 2000 movement? Good, bad? Yeah, it's fine. Nothing wrong with it at all there. It's just a automatic. I think it's the coaxial movement. Yeah. I prefer the manual wind Speedmaster movement. That's a classy movement. That's the sort of basic movement that ended up in Patek's. John, I wanted to talk to you. What do you do when you've got a 25-year-old kid at home staying in your house there? You tell them you got to get out, move out.
Get a job. Get a job.
Get a job.
When I was at the shop, I had a little, you know, 1-bedroom flat at the back of the shop. I used to use it as a storeroom.
Yeah.
Daughter finished school and everything, and you know she wanted to get her own house. You know, I said, well, you won't be able to rent it, John. I said, you move out into you know, the little flat out the back, which she did with her boyfriend. You know, they mind their own business. Young kids, you know, she had a job, she was working, got herself a job. I didn't mind rent or board or anything from her. You know, like, you know, wanted to get, you know, give them a chance to get on in life. But at least they both had it. You know, they both got jobs. You know, and they're diligent. They're diligent about going to work. You know, they talk about the Y generation. Well, I look at my daughter and she drives him to work every day, I think at 5:30. Work will start at 6:30 or something in the morning.
Which watch is considered the Monga's Monga? Watches don't matter. The watches don't really make much difference for the Monga's Monga.
Bangkok goes a long way.
Sorry?
Fake Rolex in Bangkok goes a wrong way. No one knows the difference there. They're always, everyone's wearing them.
So, John.
Everyone wears the Rolex. What's
the answer then? What's the answer then?
In the old days, this is nothing new. Every generation, you know, looks to the following generation. Oh, they're not as good as what we used to be. I remember, you know, the classic, you know, saying when I was a kid was, you know, join the army. You know, put them in the army. Well, there's enough idiots in the army as it is without, you know, conscripting them and, you know, and getting everyone to do compulsory service. Anyway, you know, I'd say. But, you know, it may be a bit of a cliche, but everyone's got to have some sort of discipline in life, you know, over your own behaviour and the way in which you live. Otherwise, eventually, it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. But this bloke's got no intentions. You know, my friend's son's got no intentions of getting a job. You know, like,
has he tried?
Forced into the situation he had to do a job for a while because if he didn't, they're going to put him off the dole. He did that for a couple of weeks. Oh, I don't like it. You don't like it. You know, when do you wait until payday, see if you like it? How many people like going to their jobs? Do you like working for a boss? No one likes working for a boss. You know, like I used to put in long hours when I worked on the waterfront, and you'd sit there, you know, be halfway through the night, you know, it'd be 7 o'clock, and you go, oh, I've got 4 hours to go. You know, you're sitting there, and, you know, waiting for 2 truck drivers or something to come in, and, you know, at 9 o'clock at night, passes you by. You know, you think, what a waste of life. Yeah, but, you know, but $60 an hour, I didn't mind. You know, you'd sit there and you'd cop it.
I'll just be 1 minute, John.
Hello. Hello, Harry's hotline. Harry's hotline. Any questions, gentlemen? How do I super chat by PayPal? Don't know. There's a little button on the bottom. Press the dollar sign and move the little cursor along as far as you can. That moves it up to about 50. Questions, gentlemen? Bloody boys. Plenty of them in Thailand, boys. Plenty of them everywhere. Come on, feed me, fellas. Feed me, fellas. Has deserted me. What do we got, guys? What do we got here? Oh, what's your super cat, Tanzil? Where was it, mate? Tanzil, spend more. Chat on Frederico goes, spend more. Me on your super chat or Federico on views. I don't understand the question, mate. You want a refund? $2. God, strike me. Hey guys, where we headed? Where we headed? I saw something on a live show recently. The comments are actually in read. And yeah, you can sort of follow it at the same time. How did I get rich? I come from money. I was lucky. I was lucky. I had a very good education. You know, my father sent me to good schools. I got a good education and worked. Get a job. I got a job. I'm working with a bank. You know, like many people did, when I was a young bloke, 40, 50 years ago. But nowadays, we were talking this morning, if you've got a computer in front of you, you can make money. There should be ways for you to make money in this day and age. You don't have to go to an office or work for a boss. If you've got some sort of drive, you'll figure out something or do something, or go cut lawns. Go cut lawns or something, buy a lawnmower and go around to your neighbours and cut lawns.
Sorry about that, John. Telemarketers.
Oh, John, you'll just hang up on them. You don't bother talking to them, do you? Just hang up. What was it? Unknown number, was it? Unknown number? Oh,
no, it wasn't unknown. It was actually, that's why I answered. I thought it was something else. Super chat, me on your super chat, or what's his name on views? Yep. Thank you. I really do appreciate those Canadian $2. Thank you so much. John, I got to tell you honestly, in all honesty, I think Archie, do you prefer telemarketers or Craig Teal Jones? Ooh, very tough. That's a tough one.
Craig Teal Jones. Nothing wrong with Craig. He's good stick, Craig. He's got his watch out. He's got the rudge out. The rudge has come out.
John, I got to tell you something, John. I think, part of the problem with your friend is that they didn't give him tough love. He should have got kicked up booted out on the ass years ago and said, mate, you're going to have to get a job or you're out of here.
This little turd as a kid was too lazy to wipe his own ass. It wasn't until, I think he was 11, until he was 11, he learned to wipe his own ass. This is fair thinking. Like he'd be sitting in the lounge room having a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And he'd be sitting there watching the TV or something. What's that? Next thing you know, he shit himself again. Every time he'd shit himself.
John, I think the problem.
That's the truth.
Yeah, well, that's
the dead set truth.
John, I think the problem is they should have said to him when he finished high school, what are you going to do now? Here we go. Sukahorn prefers cigarettes or Bangkok MILFs?
Oh, no, context. MILFs. I'm a married one.
Now, John, I got to tell you, I think the problem is they should have said to him when he finished high school, "You're getting a job. What are you doing? What's your career path? You can't just sit and play video games all day." That's where I think it's gone wrong. And I don't understand. See, your friend is very soft. You know, your friend. What's she doing? Yes. Taking in this woman with a kid. What the hell did she say? What the hell are you doing inviting a woman and a kid? Hey, it's okay for you to stay. My dad would have said to me, "It's okay for you to stay here, son, but Jesus Christ, you can't bring in extras."
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Dad. Totally agree. I think it's the mother.
You know, my dad said to me, I tell you this, I was living rent-free in his home, right? And I wanted to bring that Thai Sheila over, right?
Please, he put his foot down. Yeah.
And he said to me, he said, "Oh, I can't stop you bringing her over. That's fine. But if you're going to stay in the house with her, you're going to have to bring her 2 kids. You're going to have to start paying commercial rent, son, or move out."
That's not unreasonable, is it?
No. I thought that was very reasonable. And, at the time you think, "Oh, that's a bit harsh," but okay, it's his house. He's allowed to, he can call the shots. You don't like it, get out, right? And
this little turd said to his mother, "Why don't you move out?"
And what did she say? Did she slap him?
She said it was my house.
And where's she supposed to go if she moves out? Where's she supposed to go? "Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll put the house on the market."
Oh,
I don't understand this.
She thought she'll build a new house in the back garden, so she went and bought 30,000 bricks or something, had them all delivered, and now she's.
Oh, that's right. They were building the straw house, wasn't she? The clay.
Oh, yeah, she's going to build a straw house for a while.
What happened with that? Did that go through?
Well, she ran out of money. She's got all these bricks and all these building materials. And they've got a permit to build. It's stupid. It's stupid, but she's an artist. She's one of these arty farty types.
Would I buy another Alpha? No. And not only are the Sally Speeds crap, but that was with the twin spark engine. The JTS engine is the disaster pot. That's just a Fiat motor. It's not a proper Alpha motor. That's the JTS. That's the 4-cylinder. No, do not ever buy an Alfa Romeo. Okay, next question. Rank these mongers. Suka, Fed, Arch, Mark. Oh, I think Suka, Mark, Arch, Fed. There you go.
Mark, Arch, Fed. Well, you put yourself third, mate.
Yeah.
Win the shop on that one, don't you?
Yeah. No. I think you're a better monger than me. I'm a rookie. I keep making the rookie mistakes. You know that?
Speaking of rookie mistakes, you haven't heard from 47, you were saying?
Well, this is the funny thing, is that at one stage there, she couldn't help. Any excuse to talk to me. She was ironing my shirts one stage, and she kissed the collar because she just couldn't help herself, right? Now, she can't even send me a text on my birthday. Can you believe that? They can't even. And, I sent her a text to say, "Hey, it's my birthday." And she said she knew, but she didn't do anything about it. I don't know what it is. And I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you, John. I think that's how it goes with these relationships. It gets very, very. They start off.
Young bloke, if you're giving a young bloke advice, if you're considering marrying, you're a woman, live with her a couple of years and see how you feel after that.
Well, that's why they get pregnant so quickly, so you can't back out. That's the whole thing.
Well, that used to be the first thing the Todd Shields used to do. They'd come to Australia and they'd fall pregnant to a bloke. Couldn't wait to get pregnant. They weren't going anywhere then. Kids born in Australia, and they're an Australian citizen. Leave hubby. Off to Lionel Murphy's divorce court. Take half of everything. They're on the dole for the rest of their life. Then they go, get their girlfriends to look after the baby, and if they're any good sort, they'll go and work on the game, make a fortune. Sheils have done it. Dozens of them have done the same thing. Down the supermarket before, I said to my wife, "Oh, look at this tight Sheila walking in." And my wife, typical jealous woman. She's had plastic surgery. Yeah, well, I could see that, but what do you have to comment on that for? Oh, the eyes are big done, and big hunk of gold around its neck. And a plaza, you bet your bottom dollar on it. Without doubt, it's it's a Nana girl.
Yeah, I see.
American football versus Aussie football. There's a one for you.
Sorry, what was that, Jono?
American football versus Aussie football.
How much to sponsor Monga Super Chat?
Monga Super Chat. No extra fees. Just send the money.
That's it. That's the answer there. I got to tell you, John. Can I tell you something? I heard a bit of a relapse. My addiction. I've had a relapse. Okay, can I tell you or not?
Which addiction? What, the watches or what?
Dating site.
Oh no, here we go again.
I'm thinking now, next trip. I'm thinking about going to Taiwan.
Yeah.
So just saying,
good barbershops in Taiwan.
So I thought, okay.
Get anything out of a barbershop in Taiwan, right?
Oh, that's Vietnam barbershop, I think. But anyhow, I was thinking of so anyhow, I started chatting to a few girls in Taiwan, and guess what, John? They're all pineapples. They're all pineapples working overseas. You understand? It's like pineapple. It's like a fruit salad. They're all pineapples. They're all pineapples. Extremely bossy. You know that, John, don't you? Very bossy. Very bossy. Very.
The difference with the pineapples and say for Thais, for example, all the pineapples are Roman Catholic and they speak English.
Yes.
Whereas the Thais don't speak that much English and they're not Roman Catholic. Like a totally different attitude towards jumping in the cot with a Thai girl as opposed to jumping in the cot with a
I've never really been a big one on Filipinos. Have you?
No, I went to Philippines very, very early in the piece, and in the early '80s, and I spent a bit of time in Thailand. I went over to the Philippines because everyone said, "Oh, get over to Angeles City, get over to Manila." Went over to Manila, and
it's a shithole.
Look around. So, it's a shit. I went straight back to the casino for 6 days. Never got out of the casino for 6 days. That did me.
Bang 700-pound chick or wear a squally to Christmas.
Bang a 700-pound chick.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be as embarrassing, would it?
No, that's correct. That's correct. So, John, someone asked me, what's the oldest bird you've ever slept with?
It was just a woman I've known for over 35 years. She's a year older than me.
Yeah.
60. I've known her for 30 years. I've seen her every time I go to Thailand for the last 30 years.
John, what's the answer with these 25-year-old who's doing nothing, like your friend's case there? Kick him out, boot him out. He's got to get a job. You got to. I think, what I think the answer is? They got to wake up. They got to firstly get into a normal sleep pattern. You go to bed 9:30 the latest. 9 o'clock, you're ready to bed. 9:30, you sleep. Wake up 6 or 7 in the morning. You got to be in the right time zone. Okay.
6:30 in the morning. Christ, I love getting up early in the 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm up. At the latest of the morning. Every day, I just wake up naturally at 5 o'clock in the morning. I love the peace and quiet of the day before the family gets up and start moving around and bunging around. Enjoy the peace and solitude of the day. And feed the chooks, and the budgerigar and the finches.
Here we go, super chat. My $2 super chat worth more than Andrikos Paddock. You betcha. You betcha. I think it's a super fake, but it is a super fake. It's a super chat versus the super fake Paddock.
You can back that in all the way to the bank.
Now, I got to tell you there, John, I think he needs to have a normal routine, wake up at a normal hours. He needs to have a bit of exercise to get his brain thinking, and he needs to get a... Has he got a car license, this guy?
Yeah, he drives. His mum bought him a car. His mum bought him a car.
Okay.
He drives around in that.
I don't think his mum's doing him favors by trying to help him. You know that?
I don't think so. I have spoken to her on several times about it, and it's D-Day is drawing closer and closer. It's only a matter of time.
She'll kick him out.
Well, she'll kick him out, and then the son will turn on her. Who's the son going to stick with, the mum or the girlfriend?
Oh, the girlfriend.
That's an easy one, that.
There we go. $2 Sukahorn. Did Sukahorn lose his... No. Simple answer, no. Thank you.
No.
But I mean, do you think he's going to turn on his mum? His mum's going to say to him, "Get out." Is she getting the shits with having this family living there in her house?
Of course she is. Of course she is. No, she's shitty at it. Like they don't even clean up, their mess.
Oh, they don't.
No, it's a pigsty. It's an absolute pigsty.
So why does she allow it to go on then? Why is she letting them live there? She's a bit soft, I think.
She thinks she's the grandmother. Like she's a woman. She's gone all clucky over the baby. She wants to be a mummy again. A classic example is like I saw this the child. She went to change the child's nappy. So she's picked up the child, put the child on the kitchen table, pushed a few plates away, which weren't in the sink or anything, pushed a few plates away, put the child on the table, and then she walks away into the other room to pull out a nappy. Oh, I said, the kid's going to fall off the table here. Oh, she did. No, it won't. She'll be right. Well, why would you put a kid on a table to change?
Oh, that's just silly.
Yeah, but that's what she's like. Like there's no licenses on Kellogg's cornflakes packets for being a mother or a father, but certainly a little bit of common sense should be involved, shouldn't it?
And does the dad come over too? Does he ever come over to visit?
She doesn't know who the father is.
What?
She doesn't know who the father is. Yeah,
what does that mean?
It could have been one of 3 blokes.
One of who?
That's why she hasn't got a birth certificate for the kid, because she doesn't know how to put the father's name down.
I see.
Oh, talk about responsibility, my God. And what's this poor kid going to grow up like? Like it's behind the 8 ball before it's even, gone to school, the poor little bugger. It's a lovely little girl. Lovely little kid. It's sad, it really is.
So how do you mean she's not sure who the dad is? I don't understand that.
Well, she's most probably tan booting a few other blokes, more than one at the same time. Like she hasn't had DNA test. The fathers don't want to know her. But, like her mother doesn't even want to know her. Her mother kicked her out of her own house.
How come?
Well, she's pregnant at, 18 or something, 19.
Jesus Christ.
What chance have they got? Like it's doomed to a
this is a disaster. This is a disaster story.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. The Hulk is going up in price. Did Mozart compose the 2013 ArchieLuxury piano theme? No. And the Hulk is 7-year plus going up. When will the price level? Hard to say. The Hulk The Kermits have gone crazy. The Fat Four Kermits have gone crazy. But the Hulk, hard to say. It's still in production. Johnny, have you ever tried to give advice to her and said, look, you got to be mean to be kind?
Yeah, I've spoken to my friend on several occasions, and she often comes over with the frustration of doing that. I just say, well, when was the first time I told you?
I might give her a ring. I might give her a ring when she comes over, if you don't mind, John. Sorry?
Sexy voice.
I might give her a ring. Don't worry about that, John. I might give her a ring and have a bit of a chat to her. Is that okay?
Well, she brings her mate over. She's bringing an old mate of mine over this afternoon. I'd like to see her. That'll be good. Old Liz. Liz might be coming over this afternoon. It might be nice.
I might give her a ring because I've got the same problem myself. We'll just see. We'll just see. I'll just give her a ring a bit later, John. It's a disaster. I can't see any good way out of it for her or the boy. Can you?
It's only
he's become a cockhold. He's become a cockhold. You know that?
Morning before her, and feeds the baby, and feeds the baby and cleans its nappies. While she's in bed sleeping. What sort of mother is that? I can't understand it really. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm no great fan of changing nappies. Not one of my favourite things in life is changing nappies on kids. That's for sure.
Is he a cockhold? You heard that saying before, cockhold or not? You know what a cockhold is, don't you?
Yeah, I know what a cockhold is. No, he's another one of he's looking for love. She thinks she loves him. Looking for love. What would a 20-year-old know about love? God strike me.
Why doesn't he go overseas? Well, he's got no money. That's the problem. He's got no money to do anything. He's got no money or drive to do anything, has he?
No. Why should he have? Well, mummy's making rump steak every night. He comes home. What do you want? No, rump steak again. No worries. At least he's not kicking in. He's trying to get rent out of him. He's trying to get $80 of rent out of him for the last 6 months. Can't get a thing.
What does he do with his money? Does he smoke?
Yeah, he smokes cigarettes. He's a cigarette smoker. And they buy junk food all the time. They don't cook. They go out and buy junk food, pizzas.
See,
take away shit all the time.
Are there any tag post Hoya that's not a shitter? I don't mind some of the reissues. Some of the reissues, Mick, aren't too bad. So they go out and get takeaway every day. Is that right?
Yeah, takeaway some crap. Yeah.
But you could easily put you go to Coles, you get a nice chicken, get some chorizo sausages. You get a couple of chorizo sausages, whack them in, right, for seasoning. Yeah. Nice roast vegetables, wouldn't you? Some pumpkin, potato, sweet potato, a little bit of corn. You'd have a beautiful meal, and the leftovers you can use. Well, there wouldn't be leftovers with her; she'll eat the whole chicken. But the leftovers you can have the next day, can't you? Isn't that how you do things, or not? You tell me.
Well, it's a lot healthier to eat homemade food and takeaway, isn't it? You wonder why he's overweight. The shit they eat. He lives out of McDonald's. They love McDonald's. Feeding a 2-year-old kid McDonald's for dinner.
Oh no, you're joking, aren't you?
I go down and get 6 Big Macs or something. He'll have 2, she'll have 2, and the kid will have 1. There'll be 1 left over, and I'll share it or something. It's ridiculous. I do feel sorry for the kid, but I don't want to. Like you can see the shit's going to hit the fan sooner or later. Sooner or later.
It's very sad, John. What do you think?
It's sad. Yes, of course it's sad. There's a lot of sad things in this world.
Does she realize how bad it is, or she doesn't?
I really don't think she's even bothered to consider her situation.
Is it legal in Australia to marry ladyboys? It's coming soon. It will be soon, guys.
I know a ladyboy. I don't know if they're married or not. I know a ladyboy that's living with a bloke here in Melbourne. He loves her. They had a big turn on the other week.
Had a what?
They had a big party on the other week. I think they got an engagement party or something it was. Hundreds of people there. He's got plenty of money.
Who, the lady boy or the bloke?
Oh, the lady boy. The bloke's got plenty.
Yeah.
The bloke's got plenty.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, John. So what does that mean then, John?
Oh, well, he loves it, doesn't he? Like out of sight, out of mind.
Did you get invited?
Yeah, we went. Yeah, hundreds of people there. A good turn. It was a good turn. In Brighton, it was. In Brighton. Yeah, nice house. Yeah, a couple of $1 million house in Brighton. Lids falling on their feet. Yeah. Did you see that bloke in Parliament that got up the other day and proposed in Parliament?
That's ridiculous.
Should have been held out of order, I thought. Yeah. That made me puke. Did you see him? Little tear coming down his face. Oh, I love you. Will you marry me? Oh God, I was going to vomit. Feeling I thought I was going to vomit. Oh, I love you. Hey, what do you do when you're walking down the street and you see two blokes holding your hands, you know, and they're in tank tops or something, tight jeans, you know, and they turn around to their mate and they poke their tongues each down their throat. Now, what do you say to your kid? Son, it's all right, mate. You know?
Yes. Yes. I know what you're saying, John. It is a bit like that, isn't it? Hey. So, John, tell me this. What's the go then? What is the future for? Really glad to have John back, legend. Thank you, Andy. It's Andy Matlin has said that. He's paid super chat for that. That's cool. Lord Sukahorn, you're a class act, but where's the suit? Yeah, well, we can't. We just rushed into it today. So, yep, that's the pay. Sukahorn, I got to tell you, sometimes you got to be mean. She's an enabler. Have you heard that term? She's an enabler, don't you think? She enables him to carry on.
She's certainly opportunistic. You know, like I'm not about you know to compete. You know, trying to outsmart a woman when it comes to this, but you know, it's this boy's mother. He sees right. You know, she sees right through this one, but she just bites her tongue. You know, she's a 60-year-old woman. She sees right through her.
Oh, she knows this.
Oh well, she's just biding her time. She realises it's not going to last. She realised, you know, what's this going to be forever? 25, and she's 23 or something, and they got a kid. Oh, that's romance for you, isn't it? You know, that's romance. Living at mum's place, eating mum's food every night. You know, what a great existence.
Ms. Spiderbike or Frederick Constant? I'd take Frederick Constant at the moment. Miss Spiderbite, I got to be honest with you. I've had enough of her, that's for sure. Had enough. They never give ungrateful bitch that one. I can tell you now. Absolutely.
You don't talk though, do you? You just grunt. Do what the time men do. Just go, means everything. What's that mean?
Absolute ungrateful. That's all I can say. Ungrateful. Fucking, I had enough. I had enough of ungrateful bitches. John, let me ask you this. What is the answer? These kids are just so fucking lazy. Everything is just so bad, John. What can you say?
Get a job.
Get a job. Get a haircut. Get a job. Get a real job. Get a haircut and get a real. Remember that song? Get a haircut. Remember that song?
I remember my old man used to say to get a haircut. No, he was a short back and sides man all along. Get a haircut.
How many YouTube celebrities?
That's why I like Thailand. That's why I like Thailand so much.
Short back and sides. Get a haircut. Get a real job. Get a hair. How many?
Before your time, do you remember when they used to have the airport? They used to have barbers at the airport, and your hair was too long. You had to go to the barber and get your hair cut before they give you admittance.
Into Thailand?
Yeah, years ago. If you had long hair, they wouldn't let you in the country.
How many YouTube celebrities have you created, Arch? Half a dozen.
Created plenty, not many have survived.
Is that right? They used to have barbers at the. You used to go to Don Muang Airport. You had to get your hair cut.
Yep, true. Yep. If your hair was too long, they'd send you over and kill and wet your haircut if you want to come in. Otherwise, the next plane home.
You're joking, aren't you?
No, fairly good.
Did you get yours cut?
Put it back in it. It was quite long, but I pulled it back. Pulled it back in a ponytail at the time.
Oh, I see.
Pulled it back and turned it up so it wasn't over my shoulder. Turn you out of your head, pull the elastic band out of your head. You know, let it go down.
You know what I do find, just one line that does seem to get rid of a lot of female pineapple suitors.
Yeah.
I am seeking a wealthy lady. That seems to stump them. You know what I mean? They don't know how to respond to that. Is there anything wrong in saying that, John?
That. No. I mean, we got Sheila we were talking about before, that one I've known for 30 years. She's the wealthiest woman I know.
Is that right?
Oh, Christ, she's got a $3 million apartment in Pattaya or something. Oh, she killed two blokes. She poisoned two blokes. She poisoned the prominent bloke in Sweden. Killed the both of them. You know? I was thinking of marrying her at one stage, and you know, and I thought, oh, you know, she's killed two blokes.
You'd be next.
I might not go here. Huh?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there.
The Aussie government, here's a super chat for you.
Yes.
Since the Aussie government took the guns away, if you're being robbed, let them take all and hope, you know, they don't hurt you. Well, virtually, yeah, but you know, we don't have a mentality in this country of, well, we don't have the right in our country to bear arms. It's a constitutional right in America.
Mind you, I got to be honest with you, Americans there who say these things. You got to remember, most people who have guns, how many kids find access to the gun safe? How many kids get killed? How many people are accidentally, for every burglar you shoot, how many normal people get hurt? That's the question I would like to pose, that question. And particularly with you Americans, with your ice and your codeine and your heroin addictions, guns are probably not a good thing in the hands of certain individuals.
It's not the guns that kill people. People kill people.
Yes.
Guns don't kill people.
No, that's true. But I mean, in all honesty, there's a lot more people that they use this as an argument. See, we don't really armed robbery. Yeah.
To be honest, Paul, I honestly do.
Yeah.
Wish that we had the same entitlements as what the Americans do with regards to bearing arms.
Okay.
Society nowadays, you know, where people are going down the street and attacking little old ladies, you know, for purses, you know, and attacking women with kids, and you know, and stealing money from them on the street, which is becoming prevalent, you know, which is becoming, you know, prevalent in society nowadays, due to immigration, I might add.
Yes.
It's a different mentality. You know, in the old days, you'd have a blur for bloke in the pub, you know, and you'd belt him idiot at the ground. You'd get up and then he'd buy you a drink. You know, it was over. You know, you have a blur for pub, and you know, like nowadays they class you. You know, it's a bit different scene, bit different mentality.
I see what you're saying, John. It's a very different mentality.
Yeah, you know, I honestly do wish we had a situation like, you know, if you're a responsible person and you were licensed and you have to sit through tests of in handling weapons and the safe housing of weapons. You know, it should be. It's a privilege, I understand, but it's a right in America, isn't it? You know, it's a constitutional right.
Yes.
You know, and remember that young lass, that Crystal Gorman. She still runs a channel. She still runs a channel. Thanks. Beautiful. Trev just arrived, brought in a bottle of sake with him.
Hey, that's great.
That lass, she carries she walks around for Glock, you know, strapped to her leg. Well, she's a young mum with 3 kids, you know, self-supporting mum with 3 kids. I think she's got a girlfriend or something, but she's got the nicest Glock you've ever seen in your life. But she's also done military service. She knows how to handle a weapon. You know, she's a responsible adult. She just uses that, you know, as protection for her wife, you know, for her family. You know, and in our day and age with home invasions, you know, I certainly don't decry the lads.
John, let's wrap it up there. Let's wrap this up, John. It's been great having you here. Send my regards to Trev.
Hey, Archie.
Hey, not too bad there.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Cheers. Well, and let's wrap it up, guys. We'll wrap it up. It's all going